Hello, hello, once again. It will be another Kynan cast of Pepega in-house pub. This time we'll actually get to watch the entire game. We're coming in here right at the end of the draft. I've sorted some settings out, but we'll use this time to go over who's playing and who's playing what. Let's close this chat. So, on the Radiant side, as with last game, or last time I did one of these, we've got Bailey Hudson playing his sniper. We've got whoever the bloody hell this is playing Primal Beast. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this. Got Rory playing Dazzle. To be fair, some pretty cool cosmetics. I like them. Arthur with not so good cosmetics playing his Faceless Void. I say his Faceless Void. I'm not sure I've ever seen Arthur play Faceless Void before. We'll see how it goes. And we've got Moogy playing Ancient Apparition. On the dire side, you've got George playing Windrunner. I think he might have been playing that last time as well. Or maybe I've played against it too much to remember. Got Shuk playing Slardar, Reiss playing Viper, Jacob playing Mirana. I'm going to keck W every time he misses an arrow. And we've got Wub playing Morphling. Very nice. Let's see which draft do we think I like more. Oh, so I've just realised Radient are repping Kunkarum. Very nice. I think. Oh yeah, Arthur's been on Kunkarum V2, of course, of course. Lovely stuff. And Team Toasty is dire. So which draft am I liking more? The Chrono Sniper hitting into Chrono? Do they have a way to deal with the Morphling? They have a Primal Beast, which I think is a pretty good hero versus Morphling, actually. Let's have a look around, shall we? Ooh, my camera cannot move. Why is that a thing? Hello? Why can't I move my camera? Spectator. Mouse 3, yes. I'm gonna pause the recording quick. And we're back. Luckily we didn't miss much because there was a pause. Lovely stuff. Looks like they might be just about ready to get back into things. Let me turn down my camera speed quickly. Do that separately for spectating. Don't think so. Remember after. Okay. So. What positions have we got? A middle Morphling, I think we might. That make that a safe lane Viper. That's going to be pretty sad for whoever's laning against, which is looking like it's going to be this Primal Beast. Not going to be so fun for the Primal Beast. It's going to be sad as well. A sad early game for a Primal Beast will snowball. That hero relies on having a good early game. I think it might be some easy arrows. A Viper setup with lots of slows into a Mirana stun. Oh, I'm considering now, possibly, especially with this item build, it looks like Jacob's going. It's going to be a carry Mirana and a pos 5 Viper. Very nice. I think that's still a very scary lane. What about the bot lane? Got a Faceless Void versus Dazzle facing off against Shuk, Slardar, and George's Windrunner. What heroes have we got playing that? Arthur and Rory. I think that could be a fairly evenly matched lane. I think this is going to be a lane of outplays, really. Ah, yes. The new Battle Pass taunts. This little dance party. I haven't seen this before. Start off by just checking out this mid lane. Starting off with a Shrapnel. Sniper is going to be doing some nice sniper plays. Me kicking the enemy mid laner. Morphling already down to half HP. I deny he comes up by one, but he doesn't even attempt to go for it. doesn't get that range creep last hit. So in that first wave, Wub ends up being level 2, Bailey's only level 1. See if we can snowball that. Let's have a look at this bot lane, shall we? George is harassing Rory. Is that domestic abuse? Maybe. Uses poison touch, comes out, but just runs away, just wants to get that damage out. Otherwise, not a huge amount happening here. They just sort of last hitting off against each other. Oh, he gets the range creep last hit. Rory blocks the camps. There, oh, but it was too late, obviously. It was at 20 seconds, so George is going to have the option to pull if he wants it. Let's check out this top lane, shall we? Reiss has already used a lot of his mana and doesn't appear to have got loads done with it, unfortunately. Oh, the arrow comes out. Oh, it hits onto the AA. Is this going to be our first blood? He's got no more mana. Oh, the Fairy Fire. He's safe for the moment. It's a problem, though. Reiss has got no more mana, so his impact in this lane is not going to be felt until he gets a Clarity or a Mango out. Is that what he's got in his courier? How the fuck do I have couriers? Yeah, he's got 3 Clarities coming out. He's going to have plenty of mana to work with. Another arrow. Oh, Moogy does the objectively best way of dealing with Mirana arrows. You stop and you stand still. It always works. Works 100% of the time. Every time. It's mid lane matchup. Oh, I've missed our first blood. Oh no. T-Tours. George kills Rory and the tips back and forth. If George gets off to a good start this game, he definitely can take over this game. As far as I'm aware, he's the highest ranked person in this game, so he definitely could be looking at a very nice game if he gets off to a snowballing start. In terms of last hits, this Faceless Void is doing very well though. This Slardar is not pressuring him at all. Shuk's trying to man up, but she shows him to man up when the poison touch is back on her. It's going to be a real struggle. She's man fighting. Oh, the bash. How many more hits for a bash? They get the kill on Arthur beforehand. Shuk does fall, but I think Shuk will be saying worth any day of the week, taking that trade on the enemy carry, and George continues to having a nice time getting all that XP. Lovely stuff. Back up to the top lane. I think a courier died to someone. Yep, Reiss killed Primal Beast's courier. Jacob's last hitting quite well. But both of the offlaners are struggling a bit in last hits, and the safe laners are doing very well. It does appear though like the mid lane is fairly even in last hits. However, Wub has more denies, and you can see that slightly reflected in the XP. Once again, another hero here that if they have a good early game, will be very happy with that snowballing start. Bought the Morbid Mask to try and sustain through that sniper harass. Wub goes on to the sniper. Bailey Hudson chooses to stand still and fight him. Wub's fighting inside the shrapnel, but he's winning the fight because morphling things. But now he's on quite a lot of HP and doesn't have the damage to last it as well as he might like. We'll see if he goes back into Agi. Yeah, he's going into Agi's because he's got a nice big 9 stick. Yeah, lovely stuff. Both side lanes, it seems, continue to be farmfest. George is trying to pressure the sniper a bit. I assume Bailey will be fine. Might even get the kill on George. George has to Windrun away. Bailey chooses not to continue chasing as he has no more shrapnel charges to work with. I need to change this camera grip bullshit because it's fucking awful. Fuck. Alright, I can actually use my camera properly. Let's look at this bot lane. Ooh. Arthur jumps onto Shuk. Shuk crushes the shackle onto the Void Spirit. Not Void Spirit, Faceless Void. Shuk's fucking smacking people. Rory goes down. This bot lane's looking very good. They've found their stride in this bottom lane. They've got the Glove of Haste and Boots of Speed on this Slardar. This is a very scary Slardar right now. Shuk presses the crush onto Arthur. Arthur still has no time up for the moment, but chooses not to chase under tower. Smart call. Oh, things are happening top lane by the looks of it. They're going on to Reiss. Reiss stands there and fights, but this is a Primal Beast we're talking about. That's hero does not die. 1000 HP, 5 minutes into the game. Jacob leaps onto him, second leap charge. Oh, but will he get the return trade? Jacob's fucking fighting. It's gonna work. Oh, the pause comes out, the BM pause. Yeah, very nice. It looks like Jacob's about to clean this up and turn this into a 2-for-1 trade, only the 5 dying. Jacob's going to be very happy with that. It's a lovely start for this Mirana. Yes, he's going to be absolutely fine. Possibly get some regen brought in by his Viper. Yes, he's dropping it now, yeah. Great stuff. That's a very happy Mirana in this top lane. See how that's reflected in the net worth. Yeah, Mirana sitting up there comfortably, top of the net worth, 2.8k net worth after that double kill. Then we get to Bailey, who's already got his Javelin in this mid lane. Both mid laners have picked up their 6, but neither of them are particularly rotating mids, so they'll probably just continue to farm. Oh, another jumper up top. Primal Beast jumps onto Jacob. Jacob doesn't have mana for his leap. He phase boosts and tries to run away, but he looks like he's turned around to fight. Oh, the Primal Beast is getting low. Reiss is going to keep chasing and going to try and turn this into a turnaround kill, but he looks like he's being duped out. The Primal Beast turns around, the pause comes back out. There's going to be a lot of this game. I'd be surprised if we had more than 3 kills in a row without a pause. Reiss continues to play Viper and presses Q. Spit, 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 Pepe, spit, spit. Good stuff. I mean, it's a good turnaround kill for this Radiant offlane. However, the Primal Beast has just TP'd back in and immediately has no HP and no mana to work with, so they're not actually going to get much out of this kill, and Jacob gets to come back into the lane fully stocked up on all his resources. I think Dire will be pretty happy with that. It looks like this bottom lane is going so badly, Arthur's had to go to the jungle. Luckily, he went for that fast Morbid Mask. But it's not going to be a fun time for this Void, especially with the Morbid Mask nerfs. So the lifesteal is going to be less, but it seems like he's doing all right. He's got the damage, but that leaves Rory alone in a lane versus a Slardar. It's going to be a Slardar free farming. Rory tries to press Poison Touch onto the Slardar, but immediately has to back off because George turns up. I think Rory should count herself lucky there that doesn't get turned around and killed on. So far, Dire at a 1k net worth advantage, 8 minutes into the game, leading 6-3 in kills. It's looking like a good early game for them, which is really what they need with a Morphling. Though the Ancient Apparition can always mean this Morphling can die any time if he gets caught out. Jumping onto Reiss here, the Cold Feet comes out, the arrow hits onto the Ancient Apparition, Reiss gets stunned by the Cold Feet, the Starstorm takes out the Ancient Apparition, Reiss is alive at the moment, the Shackle Shot comes out, will Reiss live here? No, gets smacked down by the Primal Beast, but the Primal Beast will fall after. Another kill for Jacob, another pause comes out, but a double kill for this Mirana. This Mirana's looking really happy. Well, no longer at the top net worth, but like the Dire have the 3 of the top 4 net worths 8 minutes into the game with a 2k net worth lead. This is looking really good for the Dire. We'll see if they can hold on to this lead. The only saving grace for Radiant here is that Bailey's having a lovely time in this mid lane. He's rushed his Maelstrom and got it very early on. He's not even gone for boots. He's just hitting creeps. And so he's sitting there up at the top of the net worth, trading off farm with Wub. He's going and he's stealing Arthur's stacks? No, he's being a good friend. He's helping it out because Arthur's struggling a bit here. Farming that hard camp. Did he stack it? He might have stacked it. But Arthur's just attempting to recover here in the jungle. Is this a Midas that's going to come out for him, or is he just... No, he's just bought the Glove of Haste first to farm jungle quicker, and he's just buying treads. Going to go into possibly a Mjolnir BKB, looks like that one will be. Looks like that might be that. Shuk's just sitting here, free farming in this bottom lane. Going to have a lovely time. She's saved up quite a lot of money here, possibly is going to look to buy a Blink Dagger, which, especially with the early timing that might come out of this, could be very scary for the Radiant. Both of their supports are going to really, really struggle versus a farm Slardar. Shuk puts the Corrosive Haze onto the Dazzle, runs after, but misses the crush and gives up on the kill, goes back to farming. George rotates to the top lane, though was spotted by this Radiant ward here, so isn't going to get the catch on them. They're sitting safely under their tower where they've dragged the creep wave. There's a line drawn here by Bailey saying to his team that the Morphling's just sitting in the jungle farming and wants to do something about it, but they don't really have the lockdown at the moment to kill. I think they need this Ancient Apparition ult and and the Primal Beast ult to get this kill, I'm thinking. We'll see if they can set something up in a moment. Now they've got the tomes coming out as it reaches 10 minutes into this game. Primal Beast charges up top onto Reiss. Reiss once again just stands there and Pepe spits. The Ancient Apparition ult comes out, so does the Primal Beast ult. But the Primal Beast is going to get his life traded for this Viper. Another pause comes out. Anytime a kill happens in this top lane, a pause comes out. The unpause is happening, but it looks like George is about to get... Oh, and he's already used his shackle, but one transforms into the Primal Beast, charges through too fast so he can no longer hit. Jacob's running away so he doesn't die to the Ancient Apparition ult, but it now runs out, so he might look to turn around. Looks like Moogy is dead to the Wobb's Morphling and the Wind Ranger. So this lead continues to snowball here for Radiant. Yeah, so this lead is looking very good for the Dire. They 3k net worth up, and once again the Primal Beast seems to charge into Jacob, but Jacob leaps out. He's got his Diffusal Blade finished up. Maybe get some resources, and Dire might look to try and take an objective. They've definitely got the strength for it, though they might just carry on farming. It doesn't really seem like they can be pressured right now. They're doing extremely well. Shuk continues to farm, has now bought her Blink Dagger, has not tried to do anything with it for the moment, but having it means she can rotate onto any kill she wants. Isn't pressuring the tower, unfortunately. So the map continues to stay nice and open for this Radiant team. Ah, the bounty rune, that must feel great. Tread's finished up on the Faceless Void, continues to farm around. Oh, Shuk's chasing down Rory, gets a big crush and bash onto Rory. Rory tries to TP out, but the bash is going to come out from Shuk. Rory is going to die. A nice solo kill there for Shuk. That's level 9. It's a nice, it's a very high-leveled Slardar. Let's see what the level is. Hero level. So obviously the mid laners, 10 and 10 apiece, but then Shuk on level 9 after that is doing very well for herself. Getting all of that time sitting solo bottom versus basically nobody. And then this solo kill onto the Dazzle has really increased level. Oh, big stacks in the Radiant triangle. Looks like Dire are going to try and contest this. The arrow hits onto Ancient Apparition. Jacob presses his Q but misses. The Ancient Apparition all comes out and hits both. They're going to be a bit scared about that, but the Ancient Apparition is going to die. The turnaround kill might come out. No, the sniper ulted the Mirana, who I don't think is going to die because it's a level 1 Ancient Apparition ult. The Primal Beast charges in, gets bashed by Roche as he charges through Roshan, but possibly is still going to kill, cancels the ult, but it's probably still going to kill Reiss. Looks like Reiss is going to fall here, but I think they'll be okay with that trade 5 for 5, though in the meantime Bailey did farm up that entire Ancient and Hardcamp stack with his Maelstrom and Treads. Let's see what item has he got coming out now. A Morbid Marsh just to carry on farming. It looks like he's going for this Scardy, which is a good choice versus the Morphling. Hopefully will help along with this AA deal with this Morphling, who is having a good game. And it looks like at some point, I missed this completely, apparently they took the mid tower on Radiant. That's very good. That's the only tower that's been taken so far, though Shuk is about to take the Radiant tower. She blinks out just in time so she doesn't get killed or get pressured by this Primal Beast. The Primal Beast denies the tower, but still that map control is opened up, which is going to be quite scary when they've got this dual core going on Radiant, and this Void's having a bad start and is going to be wanting to just farm in this jungle. He jumps forward, puts the Chrono down onto the Windrunner, but the Windrunner presses his Windrunner. The Ancient Apparition comes out and hits. This looks like it might be a dead Windrunner 3 chasing the Primal Beast. Shuk jumps in, the 3-man crush. The arrow hits onto Dazzle. Shuk jumps out again. Looks like this Dazzle is about to die. Graves himself. Can he run out? Shuk carries on chasing. He's got a bash and 2 hits. The Primal Beast is charging through. Stuns onto Jacob. Rory's fine for the moment. The Primal Beast is killing Jacob. Jacob has fallen. Tries to leap out, but doesn't get out in time. They're chasing now onto the Primal Beast. The Primal Beast presses his uproar to slow, but still gets bashed down by the Blink Shuk and is dead. Well, that's a very good trade there for the Radiant. They've traded their Primal Beast out for a core kill, and who was the other hero that died? The Windrunner. So the carry and the 4 for just the position 3, especially with that net worth lead that was there, can be very good. Lots of tips coming out there onto Jacob, but you can see here that the net worth lead has decreased. The 700 713 gold onto the Radiant is not going to go unnoticed, as well as a lot of XP onto that Primal Beast. This Primal Beast is gonna be happy with that. But yeah, this net worth lead has fallen. Let's look at the graph, shall we? So you can see that throughout the game, the net worth has slowly fallen, but has, I think you can now start to see, picked up a little bit towards the wait, what? Yeah, towards the Radiant after that fight. Though it's very quickly going back down again as the Morphling continues to farm very fast and very efficiently now with a Dragon Lance and Yasha moving into this Sanj for the Sanj and Yasha. Hopefully looking to make the Ancient Apparition ult last a little bit less time, so there's a bit less scared of that. Dire are amassing their forces down bottom, possibly looking for a pick-off onto this Faceless Void, though it is under a tier 2 tower. We'll see if they go for this. They've got 4 heroes here. The Shackle lands. It's a short Shackle. Shuk jumps in, puts the thing on. They've jumped everything onto this Faceless Void, and the Faceless Void gets taken out. Going to be a sad time for that Faceless Void. Still just trying to recover. He's really never quite got into this game. We'll see where there's... And he's sitting very far down this net worth here, Arthur. He's sitting... Is that 6th on the net worth lead as the carry? That can't feel good. Sitting below the enemy offlaner. It doesn't feel good as an enemy, as a carry. They smoke up here on Radiant. Looks like they might try and rotate towards mid. Find some more with their strength that they've got. They don't have much mana on this Slardar. Doesn't even have enough mana for a crush. The smoke breaks and they're under a ward that Moogy has just put down. George chases in, gets the shackle off. Will they jump onto it? Yeah, Shuk has mana for crush now. They jump onto thing. The Bailey just hits there and kills the Windrunner. Shuk's standing, hitting the Ancient Apparition, who does die, but Shuk will fall shortly after to this sniper. Reiss attempts to TP out, but the damage coming out from Bailey gets a double kill and lays out loads of damage in that fight to kill all 3 Dire heroes. That's an extraordinary fight there for the Radiant. They're going to be feeling really good about themselves after that. Taking out 3 of Dire's heroes. It's going to be a big net worth. We'll see how much gold Bailey got for that as well. Yeah, $500 grand worth of gold for that. It's going to be very happy with that. But for basically standing and A-clicking. Though, how is he supposed to win a fight as sniper? Let's be real. But the net worth lead still continues to sit at 2k for the Dire, even after that engagement. And that's because of this Morphling, who's just getting to run around his jungle and just hit creeps. The Sanjin Yasha finished off now, moving into the Orchid and possibly the Bloodthorn, which is going to be very nice for taking out these heroes that he's scared of. He might want to just try and jump onto this Ancient Apparition and not even give him a chance to kill. There's a kill attempt onto George here. Looks like he is going to die. Turns around for the damage on the power shot, but there's 5 Radiant heroes here, so I think George will be okay with that death, forcing the entire enemy team here, whilst his team continues to farm up. Jacob looking to move into a Manta Star now. It's a little way off finishing it up though does have the Yasha, so that will improve his farming speed a little bit. Have you got any other big item timers coming out? Looks like Primal Beast has just got an item. What's this then? A BKB, is that finished up onto the Primal Beast? That's going to be very nice in these fights. Before this, Morphling's joining fights with his net worth. This Primal Beast is going to be nigh unkillable with this BKB. We'll look to see if they want to do something with it, with this power spike, or if they'll just continue to farm up on this sniper, who at some point in this game will become a real problem if they can't get on top of him. They've got 4 heroes up top here. The Primal Beast charges up his charge onto Shuk. Shuk blinks out only a short distance, but it's enough to disengage that kill attempt there and gets out safely. Tips him. The tip coming out onto the Primal Beast for that. Will George look for a rotation here onto this Faceless Void? Doesn't know he's here. Lands the shackle shot, but there's no follow-up, so I can't imagine he dies here. Presses the ultimate on both heroes here, but did not get the Windrunner off on Windrunner before the Chronosphere came out, so Arthur just takes out the Windrunner. A free kill for the Faceless Void. That's going to feel really nice for this underfarm Void, just getting a kill given to him on a plate there. Has to use the Chronosphere, but I don't think he's going to be too sad about that. Unlikely he was going to get a chance to use it anyway, considering he doesn't want to fight right now and just wants to farm up. So that's going to feel really good. He's got an item here coming from his Mithril Hammer, going towards his Maelstrom. Going full farm build, a smoke up from the Radiant, running into the enemy jungle, probably looking for this Morphling, but this Morphling is bottom. They're not going to find him, and they see that now, but they might still try and find a fight anyway. Oh, the Bailey gets jumped by the Slardar. The sniper is dead. The ancient apparition comes out, but it's not going to hit onto anybody. Oh, it does hit onto the Mirana. The Mirana is dead. That's the carry dead. The BKB gets popped by Primal Beast. Primal Beast is a fucking huge monster, a beast you almost could say, running around in this fight. It's just unstoppable. They're disengaged though on Raid Dire. They have so much movement speed. One turns into the Primal Beast and charges in. The Primal Beast gets taken out. The BKB is ended. A nice shackle there by George onto two heroes. The Dazzle gets taken out. No grave. It looks like this ancient apparition is also going to fall. Shuk jumps in with a crush. Lovely fight there by the Dire, able to turn that round as we get another BM pause. It looked really bad to start with as the sniper gets taken out instantly at the beginning of that fight, but then the lovely turnaround by Wub as he comes in with his substantial net worth, his very girthy penis, and comes in and just smacks down onto that Primal Beast once his BKB had ended. Playing as the Primal Beast, it's a very strong hero to turn into. They're going to try and turn this into a mid-tier 1. Glyph comes out, but realistically probably not going to save this tower. Though the sniper is TPing onto this. We'll see what comes of this. The buyback from the Primal Beast. Ooh, the pause. But I wonder if this is going to be going to give a chance to Radiant to figure out what's going on here. The shrapnel comes out onto the three of them, presumably going to cancel this Slardar blink. Reiss is sitting in the trees here, but this could get scary for Radiant. For Dire, they don't have very many spells. Though this Primal Beast has brought back without having a BKB. Shuk has jumped in onto Bailey. Ooh, see what comes of it. Doesn't have mana for the crush, but might just stand there and hit and get the bash off. Apparently George is AFK. It was at this moment quite. Supports on Radiant will be respawning in about 5 seconds, so they can then maybe help out. But we'll see whether or not this sniper is going to survive that long. They have the waveform up on Morphling, ready to jump in. I think this sniper is going to be dead. They have a shackle and power shot as well on the Windrunner. It looks like this. He turns around on Bailey, kills the Slardar, but does immediately die. The Primal Beast charges through the Morphling, but isn't really that scared on the Morphling. He presses his ult, gets immediately cancelled by the shackle of Windrunner. Ancient Apparition ult flies through, might get hit onto someone, but it's not going to do much. But so that's just another death straight away onto this sniper who was having a great game, but is now dropping further and further behind this Morphling. Did get a bit of gold for that kill, but it's definitely not going to be worth it. Arthur does continue to farm up, got his Maelstrom now, looking to turn that into a Mjolnir. Looks like he's going for that before the BKB, which could come out to hurt him. This Dire team are probably going to want to push their advantage in the coming minutes, and I don't think the BKB is going to be there in time if he goes it after the Mjolnir, but we'll see. Maybe he'll just avoid fights and come in with a big Chronosphere later in the fight. 5k net worth lead now for the Dire. Let's have a look at this graph again, shall we? So it went back up towards the Radiant after that fight. They seem to be doing okay, but after the fight and after that those 2 deaths in a row from the sniper, it plunges back down in favour of the Dire. Dota Plus has no fucking idea what is going on in this game. It's 100% half the time, but then quickly jumps out and is no longer 100%. So I have no idea what's happening there. It has no idea how to deal with such Pepega gameplay. I don't blame it, to be honest. It's never seen this before. So many pauses in this game. Recording is going to be about double the length of the actual game. Okay, that is a not good word there from Reiss. Right, okay, let's hide that off the screen. Let's keep things PC, shall we, people? Do I have permission to do this? For the very least. Reiss has bought phase boots just to be a little less slow on the Viper, though it's not going to help as much as you might want it to, being a ranged hero. He's also bought a Dragon Lance, which is getting sent out to himself now. It looks like he might be trying to transition into more of a carry style Viper whilst playing support, though maybe it's just, you get to slow people more if you've got more attack range. Looks like they're looking to defend this tower top on Radiant. The aggro TP by Shuk jumps in but misses her crush onto the thing. The Primal Beast is charging in mid onto Windrunner. The Moonlight Shadow might keep her alive. No, the Assassinate comes out. Looks like Windrunner is going to be dead. There's a fight happening still top. The Ancient Apparition ult comes out onto Wub, but doesn't really care. They blow up that Ancient Apparition after killing the Dazzle. So that's a 2-for-1 trade there in different lanes and definitely favours the Radiant. But Shuk's on a cliff somehow. She blinked onto the cliff, getting wailed on by the sniper. The Primal Beast charges through, getting slowed down by the Viper. Shot gets tipped, which to be fair, fucking RTC'd. The Primal Beast is dead. It looks like they might chase more onto this sniper. The sniper tries to waddle away. They give up on the kill. Jacob just TP's mid to go and farm. So that trade, again, still fairly even, trading offlaners. Blinked onto a cliff. I wish I had a replay for that. But yeah, that's a lot of fucking spells used. The gold change, about even, XP change. Yeah, but the net worth league continues to go for this Dire. Even fights are very okay for the Dire. They're happy with them because as long as the Morphling survives and continues to just farm up, it's a very big boy. 2k net worth ahead of anybody else in the Radiant, which is this sniper, and then followed closely by the 2 cores, or the close 2 cores of Dire. The other 2 cores sitting at 9k. Arthur is slowly creeping back up those leaderboards. Now just 9.5k net worth, finishing up this Maelstrom any minute. Once he gets this tower, he's going to have his Maelstrom. So this Void is going to start becoming a threat. They seem to have forgotten about him a bit, but he's actually getting to get quite scary. His damage output's getting quite substantial. George is pushing up bottom. He's got a Maelstrom for himself. Possibly going to try and pick some people off in these fights. Just on his own, be a threat, make him use spells to deal with. A 5-man smoke up by the Radiant as they look to move into the Dire triangle. What the bloody hell is this? Reiss. God damn it. Smoke up from the Radiant. They're getting quite close to this Morphling. They see the Morphling charge in. Arthur drops the Chronosphere. The Ancient Apparition comes out, so the Morphling is going to die. Lovely smoke up and kill onto the Morphling there by the Dire. That net worth lead has then just dropped a little bit, and this net worth gap between the highest hero on each side is going to shrink. Radiant move into Roshan, which is probably going to be uncontested with that Morphling dead for 60 seconds. It drops very quickly as well. That's a lot of damage. The damage output on this Radiant team is very threatening. Roshan falls. They give the Aegis to the sniper. Though at the same time, looks like Dire possibly going to try and pressure this tower a bit bottom whilst they're digging Roshan. No, they've chosen not to, but Radiant are looking to just run into Dire here and take the fight to them. Seems like they're hesitating a bit, knowing that they've probably got that area warded up. The Primal Beast charges in. They've just smoked up, but Radiant are out for the moment. Seems like they know the game plan here from Radiant, that they might still find someone. This Viper is really slow, that they've not run that way. They've run down bottom, and they would have found George, but George did TP out just in time before breaking the smoke. Looks like they're not going to find anybody here on Radiant, so they just move back to farming. Morphling respawns. Go back to farming, trying to farm up this Bloodthorn. But this net worth lead is slowly closing. The Total Plus still has no fucking idea what is going on. It still thinks it's 100%. Only thinks it's not 100% immediately after Radiant win a fight. Except not even with that fight win. I don't know, man. It's very confused. Gamer needs more data points. But the map control here by the Dire is looking substantially better than the Radiant. The Radiant are pigeonholed a little bit into this bottom side of the map, and not even their real jungle. That jungle is warded up a bit by the Radiant. The Primal Beast here goes onto Shuk. Shuk crushes and runs away. She's a very fast little fishy and looks like it will get out. even the sniper also TPs. They continue to chase on the Primal Beast. We'll see if this turns into anything. Finds the Morphling, presses his ult onto the Morphling. The Morphling gets the Strength Morph off. The Ancient Apparition ult is presumably going to be coming out though. Shuk jumps in onto the Primal Beast. The Primal Beast pops his BKB. The Ancient Apparition ult comes out too late. Does hit onto George. The Primal Beast is a big fucking boy in his BKB. Runs around all over Shuk. Shuk's fucking dead. George sprints out, so that's just going to be a kill onto the Slardar. But any kills at this point that are untraded are going to be good for the Radiant. Shuk's dead for 40 seconds, which is going to give Radiant a chance to take some map control back. Tip by him out, yeah. So many tips this game, people can't dip anymore. Looks like they might have vision. If they have vision of this Windrunner, they might have caught vision. The Primal Beast charges in onto it. The Wind Shard, whatever the fuck, that Gale Force, which pushes the Primal Beast back. The Shackle Shot comes out as well to slow him down. George is out, no problems. Looks like they're going to try and get a top tier 2 here. They have Chronosphere, so if they choose to take a fight on the Dire, it's going to be a hard fight when they don't have any setup here. They use the Glyph just to rebuttal them a bit, but the sniper's outside of a tower attack range and just auto-attacking this tower, no cares in the world. Jacob is also pushing the tower bottom a bit right now. Let's see if he can get this trade, though the Radiant use their Glyph as well, because their middle tower is also being pressured somewhat. This tower falls, and they choose to just continue running up to the high ground by the looks of it. Nobody in Dire is back in their base. They seem to not realise this is about to happen. So they're going to get caught off guard. This tower's already going to lose some HP before they even get back in base. They luckily have another Glyph due to the Glyph changes, but still nobody back in base. Jacob's finally TPing back. His arrows out, hits onto the Primal Beast, but there's still nobody back. The Morphling TP's back in as well. So does the Slardar. Looks like they are going to try and fight this. They have no Dazzle. This is a 4v5 fight right now. The Void immediately gets blown up. Shuk jumps on onto Bailey. Bailey is probably going to die once here as well. Has the Aegis. Jacob's dying to the Primal Beast, but manages to leap out 3 times. The Primal Beast is dead to the sniper that is Morphling, in fact. TPing out onto Bailey, but gets cancelled by the Shackle Shot of George. Big Shackle Shot there. Bailey is going to die. So they get 3/4 HP onto that tier 3 tower, but they lose an Aegis and die again onto both carries of this Radiant side. Dire me very happy with that fight. Possibly a slightly gung-ho fight or push there by the high ground attempt by the Radiant. They're going to be regretting that one. That could have been their chance to turn it around. The net worth lead now grows to 10k on the Dire after that fight. No doubt Dota Plus still thinks the 100%, but look at that net worth lead drop even more. This graph is a roller coaster in favour of the Dire. Possibly, if Arthur finishes this BKB and manages to take a fight without getting immediately blown up and gets to use some of that damage potential, and they've still got this very strong sniper that can put out a lot of damage, who has bought a blink, in fact. So he's going to be trying to use that to avoid this Slardar and position himself well to be able to dish out his damage. Hunting a bit onto this Slardar. Do they see this Ancient Apparition? Looks like they don't see him, and they possibly have seen themselves? No, but they're not jumping anyway. Possibly think it's too risky. Bit of a quiet moment here. Just pushing lanes out. Reorder this graph. Big net worth lead on this Morphling. 20k net worth to the 16 on the sniper. Really happy Morphling, though it's a Morphling versus an AA and a Skadi, so doesn't matter how much farm this Morphling has if he gets caught by the Chronosphere. George sees his Windrunner. Windrunner gets the Shackle Shot. Arthur jumps out, turns around with the Chronosphere onto the Ancient Apparition. Comes out onto the Morphling. The Morphling looks like it is going to die to this Primal Beast, possibly. Yes, the Primal Beast comes through. Oh no, what jumps out is safe for the moment. They continue to chase on the Radiant. George's focus firing, but is going to fall to the Sniper ult. The Sniper ult again onto the Mirana. Reiss is attempting to slow them down, sacrificing his life to let his team get out. Jacob stands still. Another pause. Looks like this Viper is going to die. Possibly Jacob might get out. I'll get one leap charge left in a BKB. Will he get out? No, the Sniper ult comes out. Looks like this Mirana is dead. Oh, the BKB gets popped to avoid the Sniper ult. and they have no more chase because no more mana on the Primal Beast. Turns around for the arrow, but it gets the Scardy hit off, but one more leap charge from Jacob might get him out. There's another sniper. Will he die to that one? Oh, the Manta Dodge by Jacob! He fucking Manta dodges it. Oh my fucking god, that is such a fucking PogChamp play. If I could tip Jacob, I would. I'm very proud of him. Very proud of you, Jacob. If you're watching this. So many pauses. We'll never actually get to watch this fucking game. Stop. Yeah. George and Jacob both have the same idea. But so after that fight, another high ground attempt by the Radiant here. The Bloodborne comes out onto the Faceless Void. He jumps on the Morphling, but immediately regrets it and turns around. Gets stunned up, and Nature Apparition on top. That Morphling is dead. The double shackle shot from and Gale Force from George brings two heroes onto the tier 4 towers. So Primal Beast and Sniper are going to fall to trade out for that buyback onto the Morphling. Dazzle falls as well. So it's a 3-for-1 trade and a buyback onto the Morphling. That does significantly reduce this net worth lead. Brings the Morphling within 1k net worth of this Sniper. And it doesn't look like Dire are going to be able to get much map control or any objectives off of those 3 kills. So this buyback timer... Oh, but the Morphling jumps onto the Void. The Void presses his BKB to get rid of the Bloodthorn, but it's too much damage from this this Morphling, so he will still die. It's 4 dead now on Radiant, and their death timers are somewhat staggered. So the Dire are gonna get a chance to push high ground. Though they don't have their Morphling, so their tower damage is significantly lacking, especially without this shard on the Viper. He's 4-staffs himself into the enemy base with his single item, the Hurricane Pike. This is a chatty item build if I ever saw one. Smokes him and George up, but I don't see much purpose for this. Bob walks up high ground top, starts hitting this tier 3 tower, but gets hexed up by the Dazzle, and the AAA ult hits onto him. The Primal Beast charges through, presses his ult. Wub's going to die again. That's a die back onto Wub. Oh dear. That's a bad miss. We'll see if once the Void respawns, they wanna turn that into anything on the Radiant. They might be able to turn that into a successful high ground push with 100 seconds dead onto the Morphling with no buyback. Looks like they're the classic rundown mid. I'm gonna take my jumper off. Void's TPing bottom near this Windrunner. Don't know if he knows they're there though. No, just doing it to TP out of base. So 80 seconds as Radiant look to once again go high ground. Jacob has found the Dazzle in the jungle. Does not get the kill though as the Hex comes out and gives up on that kill. Though runs back in now, sees the Dazzle again. The Grave comes out, so Rory's safe for the moment. Jacob leaps in, regrets it and leaps back out again. Shuk jumps in the mid lane onto Bailey. Bailey gets broken and taken down by George. The BKB comes out on Arthur. Shuk has been taken out by the Primal Beast ultimate. BKB's popped all around, but they've still got a Chronosphere onto the Faceless Void, though he gets a Chronosphere onto 2 heroes, onto the carry, shackle up by George, gets taken out. The Grave keeps Rory alive at the moment. Charge by the Primal Beast onto the Viper. The Viper might get taken out here, but the Chronosphere looks like it wasn't successful, didn't have the damage to take out Jacob or Reiss. So we'll just have to limp away, no mana, getting all of his mana burnt by this Diffusal Blade. The Primal Beast continues to charge in onto Jacob. Pops the BKB onto the Mirana, turns around and fights, tries to run away on the Primal Beast. Very tanky, hard to take out. The arrow cancels the TP, and Shuk's got the follow-up stun, so it looks like this Primal Beast will get taken out. In the meantime, the range Rax is being hit. Might be taken out. It will not. Oh, Rory turns around and runs back in. Shuk's got the Morbid Mask. No, wait, Mask of Madness. Running in. Reiss disconnects from the game as Wub respawns, takes out that ward. The range track does fall to the Siege Creep, so that is a creep's advantage for the Radiant. This farm has really dropped off for this Morphling though, hasn't got a new item in a little while. He is looking for this BKB and will have it within a couple of seconds, though I don't know how much this BKB will save him, stops him getting just hexed up by the Dazzle and a couple of other stuns like the Primal Beast ult. Wait, does that Biz Magic Immunity? No. So, stops that, but if he gets Chronosphere and Ancient Apparition, this BKB will do nothing for him. Got that BKB finished now. Net worth continues to drop for the Dire. The Viper is disconnected. Oh, reconnects now, just as he respawns. They use the Mirana ult on Dire. Look like they're trying to run bottom to take out Arthur, who has very little mana. George gets the shackle hit. Shuk jumps in afterwards. Follow up with the crush and the amplified damage that they take out George. Sorry, they take out Arthur. George is doing a lot of damage with just this BKB and Maelstrom. I think that's what Arthur died to last fight as well. Looks like they're going to try and turn that into a Roshan for Dire. Though it gets scouted out by Ancient Apparition with his W and his Shard. It looks like they're going to still try and do it anyway. They think they're strong enough and can fight with no Chronosphere, while probably not too scared about dying without that BKB piercing lockdown. Viper tries to run up onto the high ground, gets turned around on, the Pulverize locks him down, and the sniper chunks him and takes him out, and that's enough to make Dire think twice about this Roshan attempt. So good find there by the Radiant, stopping that Roshan attempt by the Dire. Jumps in onto Jacob, but the shackle is followed out. The Gale Force pushing him even further in. He does have his BKB, he gets popped, but it's too late. Dead on the Primal Beast for that reckless charge in. Wob jumps in onto the Dazzle and absolutely fucking demolishes the Rory's Dazzle with this Bloodthorn. Does so much damage. If this Morphling gets a chance to hit, really does do a fuck ton of damage, and nothing can really stand up against him. But in the last couple of fights, he has been caught out by this Ancient Apparition ult. And I think it was the Pulverize 2 times that he died to. So now he has his BKB. We might get more of a chance to see this Morphling do the damage that he can do. I see Jacob I go. That does seem like what's happening. Continuing to farm up here. The net worth lead has grown a bit more by for the Dire after that kill. Got any big items coming out soon? Going Gleipnir on the Wind Ranger. Bit of extra lockdown. Could never hurt. Going Aeon Disc after Satanic. Going Satanic versus this Ancient Apparition. I suppose if you're getting hit by Aeon, you might just be dead anyway, so what does it really matter? And then it looks like he's going the Aeon Disc first, so he can't just get instantly blown up. We'll see how this goes for him, because he could also get popped as he jumps in to try and deal a bunch of damage, and then he's got 2.5 seconds where he can't deal any damage on a carry. Doesn't lock it, so will just get popped immediately as soon as he gets jumped by anybody. And then going for the Satanic. The Slardar has finished up an AC now as well as a BKB. This Slardar is going to be hitting quite fast, and it's going to be quite scary, especially if he gets on top of a support. The Viper has not got any more items. This is buying an Orb Corrosion. Right, sure. Got the Manta finished up and is now going a Scardy on the Mirana. Boulder tossed in by the Primal Beast. Gets the stun up, but nothing comes from it. Scardy on Primal Beast, so that's going to tank him up a bit more. But with how well his game was going, I'm surprised he's not got more farm. Got a Havoc Hammer though. Here a BKB popped. Arthur, Chronosphere's an illusion. No. And the AA ult from that as well. Oh dear, that's got to feel bad. Oh, the illusion bait. The Primal Beast still chases in here onto the Slardar, but the Invis means he can't finish the kill off, and he doesn't pop his BKB and gets shackled and dies. Glimmer Cape saves the Dazzle for the moment, but probably not going to last long enough and going to get cleaned up afterwards as well. Oh, a terrible turn of events there for the Radiant. Using that Chronosphere and AAO onto an illusion of the Morphling. They're going to be saved slightly by the fact that the Morphling has decided to go Roshan rather than pushing high ground. Might want to get his Aeon Disc popped by Roshan. No, he sees that and puts it into his backpack. Arthur somehow fucking dies in the base. I didn't think that Dire going to go high ground without their carry, but they don't give a shit. They're just fucking going for it. Shuk's a Chad. Brady gets arrowed, long arrow. Not going to go for that though, right outside the fountain. Finishes off the Roshan on the Morphling. Gets a shard for someone who's not already got a shard. Looks like Viper might be about to just die to this sniper. The sniper is going to finish him off. Does finish him off, yeah. Who's not got a shard? Who's going to get this shard? Let's see. He's got a shard. Shard. Looks like it might be for Jacob. It looks like Jacob's the only person that doesn't have a shard. Yeah, nice free shard for Mirana. It's not the best shard in the game, but the extra leap charge is going to be nice in this game, especially playing carry Mirana. Wob jumps up onto the high ground, kills the tier 3 tower, waveforms back down again. The arrow onto the sniper who's winding up his ultimate. But nothing to come of it. Does try to use the Gale Force on George, but the sniper blinks out. They try and jump into there onto the Morphling, but he's too quick. The AA ult misses. Wob gets out scot-free. Still 4 minutes left on that Aegis, so even if it hits, he's going to be alright. They've TP'd 2 heroes back, so they're giving up on this push for the moment on Dire. They don't want to go any further. Hopefully they'll find this DD rune before it expires. Possibly try and turn that into another high ground push with this Aegis that's still got 3.5 minutes left on it. What is it that Radiant need to do here to win this game? They need another clean initiation onto this Morphling to take out his Aegis, and then they need to use the Chronosphere on top of it, I think. And I think that should... And they have the damage to take him out. They just need to lock him down the first time before he gets a chance to get his BKB off, I think. I think if they use the Chronosphere on the first life, once he respawns, he presses his BKB and he just can't be stopped, and he just dominates the fight. So I think they really need to try and hold that Chronosphere until the Aegis has been popped. Alternatively, they can try and just kill all of the backlines, though possibly this Morphling strong enough to 1v5. He jumps into 2. The BKB popped by the Primal Beast, and Wob just immediately gets back out again with those 2 charges on waveform. Nice little bait there. Oh, the Primal Beast has found the Slardar. The Slardar gets stunned up, doesn't get a chance to get the BKB off, and gets taken out by the damage. Reiss is smoked into the enemy base and drops a Tome of Knowledge. Oh, fucking hell. Such a troll, man. Wob jumps in again onto this void. He misses the Chronosphere, but Wob walks back into it. No, he doesn't walk back into it, but he's stunned up by the time lock, but presses his strength gain. They don't have the damage to take him out. Another whiffed Chronosphere by Arthur there. That's going to be a sad of being tipped up by the enemy team. George gets hexed up by Rory. Bailey uses Blink to jump straight onto this Morphling. This Morphling is silenced up. They lose their Aegis. They don't have a Chronosphere. Do they have the damage and lockdown to take him out a second time? Pops his BKB on the Morphling. Stands and fights. Gets his Aeon Disc popped. Tries to run away. The Ancient Apparition is coming out. Will hit onto him. He didn't get hit by the damage, but he did get hit by the effect, so he cannot use the thing. He's getting pulverized by the Primal Beast and gets taken out. He does not have buyback on this Morphling. Despite having a BKB, a Satanic, and an Aeon Disc, he still dies to the enemy team. Reiss looks like he's going to try and cut the wave here to minimise losses, so they've got a big wave here. Jacob gets an arrow onto the sniper, jumps in, damage onto the sniper. Will it be enough? Jacob pops his BKB, George runs in and ults the sniper. The sniper's been taken out. Jacob uses another leap charge out. Arthur gets his HP back, jumping out. TP's out. The Grave comes out into the Primal Beast, but he probably will still fall afterwards. That's a gem down. Rory's probably going to die afterwards as well, unless he can get out with his TP Glimmercate. They have no detection. Shuk gets the crush off, so it does cancel the TP, and the Dazzle gets taken out. So they get a gem, and they take out the sniper. They have buybacks, so they might try and force them here by running down the mid lane. The Morphling does not have a buyback, so he's still out the game for 50 seconds. Can't join in with this push, but I think they have the damage, especially with the Viper Shard, to take out this lane of Rax if they don't buy back on Radiant. They might choose not to, not having a Chronosphere for 50 seconds. We'll see what they choose to do here. Arthur just mans up onto Shuk. The buyback comes out. Arthur jumps out. Shuk's gets hit by the Ancient Apparition. Oh, Arthur gets taken out. There's 3-man Ancient Apparition. Oh, will help Radiant take out the Slardar as the Primal Beast jumps in. Has no BKB, but the Grave comes out. So he's going to try and turn around and run away, but possibly still going to get taken out by this Windrunner ultimate. Double Hex from the Dazzle, but not much to come of it, but it does seem like that dieback from the Primal Beast has been enough to stymie the push of Dire. George gets hexed up here. Ancient Apparition Elk comes out. He's going to miss as Reiss 4-star George out. But the Slardar is dead for a long time, though the Morphling is now alive. Might be looking to come and join this push, though all of Dire's heroes are very low on resources. So might not want to push here due to lack of HP, though they do have a regen rune if they do see it for one of them. Might not get it. Might not see it, though. So they're just going to farm up, wait for their Slardar. Possibly wait for next Roshan. Bing bong. Yes. Oh my god. I need to mute Reiss. Jacob's got his Skadi finished up and looking to build into a Daedalus. So this damage is going to really start picking up on this Mirana. Already does a fair amount of damage. Managed to do about half of the sniper's HP and damage in that last fight. Him along with the Windrunner took out that sniper. This Windrunner continues to do a fuck ton of damage despite the fact that it doesn't really have very many damage items. Gets bots and looks looking to turn that into a blink dagger. It's a bit overwhelming blink, but it's really not lacking for damage. Have they taken, which talents have you taken as well? Has not taken a focus fire damage reduction talent, but has taken the cooldown reduction 25 talent. So if he uses this ultimate and gets a kill, that's going to be a very short cooldown focus fire. And actually, how does this work? If the unit dies regardless of killer. Yeah, okay, cool. Gets the Chrysalis on the Mirana. Let's see what other items have we got. That's just a scoreboard. I want this. We have an Octarine core and Ancient Apparition. I have not been paying attention to that. My god. Okay. So that's a short cooldown. What's the cooldown of that then? 30-second cooldown. Jacob gets found by the Radiant here and just gets taken out. I apologise. I was looking at items. I will continue to look at items now. Got a Satanic finished up on Void, so it might be enough to sustain him through a bit more because he is taking a lot of damage in these fights. So we'll see if it's enough. But possibly lacking in armour is going to be his issue. He will get 25 soon and will probably take the Backtrack talent, which will help a lot. Though I wouldn't blame if he took the Chronosphere talent either. But yeah, sitting only on 25 armour, which feels like a lot, but when you're versus Windrunner, Mirana and Morphling, it's really possibly not going to be a lot. It's not going to be enough. I'm going for the Butterfly as well, which will also help. Does not have an MKB on the Morphling or the Mirana or the Windrunner, so that will definitely help him out until they get their MKBs. So I still think Arthur could possibly pop off in these fights if he gets a chance. It's just at the moment he seems to having to be fights are starting by them going on him, which never feels good. They've got a Blink Dagger on Sniper now. Oh, sorry, on Viper. So he's slightly faster again, or slightly more mobile again. Any more items on Shuk? Nope, but she is level 25. Corrosive Haste Undispellable is going to be very nice for this Morphling and Mirana. And taking the armor talent on it as well. Losing 24 armor, yes, of course. So got 25 armor on the Faceless Void, but if he gets Corrosive Hazed by the Slardar, he's on 1 armor before any other reductions come in. So yeah, that'll be why he's getting blown up so fast. This Butterfly and Backtrack will help. What talent has he taken? Oh, he's sitting, he's talking to his teammate. He takes the Backtrack talent. So that, along with the evasion from the Butterfly. How much is Butterfly evasion? I'm not a character player. 35% evasion plus 20% maths. 2 plus 2 is 4. 55% evasion is really going to help out when he doesn't have very much armor. Looks like an AC is looking to be picked up by the Primal Beast, which will also help. Getting close to each other here in the Radiant jungle. What's the vision looking like? Lots of vision by the Radiant, but not so much by the Dire. So they're just going to back off out of that area. They don't want to fight right now. So Dire do have some wards here near the triangle. Possibly could turn that into a pick if they get the right info. Yeah, they do see this void right now, but not going to take action on it. Do they have a smoke? Have a smoke on Reiss, but haven't used it. Sniper uses his ultimate, just a little bit of harass damage onto this Mirana, who is going to finish up their Daedalus any moment now, though possibly waiting for buyback, which doesn't have right now. What is the buyback status right now? I could do it with that, but I can't fucking see anything, so let's do it with this. So it seems like... Fuck off. What is this? Is a sorting thing. The hell? Yeah, like this. So, Radiant have 2 buybacks on both their cores, which is the important heroes. Coming up in not too long on the Ancient Apparition and the Primal Beast and the Dazzle. So they're going to have all buybacks fairly soon, probably by the next fight on Radiant. And that's probably going to be the same on Dire as well. So the next fight we see is going to be a fully stocked up fight in terms of buybacks. Going to be a big one. Sniper Shrapnel's Roche does see that it's up, but Dire aren't doing it. Wob is just hitting the racks mid, takes out the range racks, moves to bottom. They're just hitting down onto this tier 3 tower. Wob is not scared. Arthur TP's in, Chronospheres this Morphling. The Ancient Apparition comes out, hits the Morphling, who just waveforms out. Where they get chased down, pops the BKB. The Aeon disc keeps him safe for the moment as well. The BKB has saved him. He hasn't got up the cliff though. Somewhere else, Sniper has died. The chase continues onto the Morphling. The Ancient Apparition has worn off by this point, I believe. So they might not be able to finish him off if he keeps morphing strength, but he's still in the Primal Beast form for the moment. Runs away. The Gleipnir onto 2 by George. The forced off by Reiss towards his Wob. It almost gets taken out. They take out the Primal Beast, and looks like they might take out Wob as well. Wob jumps onto Arthur jumps onto Wob and takes him out before he gets a chance to do anything. The Ancient Apparition hits here onto 2. Arthur's just fucking manning up with this backtrack and butterfly. As I said, it's just really keeping him alive versus these heroes. They can't attack him at all. He just continues to fight versus 2. It takes out George, bites onto Jacob, and takes him out as well. Tip this man. Tip this fucking man. What a this Faceless Void was struggling so much, and all he needed was to not take damage 55% of the time when he gets attacked for him to turn around. That was all that he needed. Absolutely great fight there from Arthur, though I didn't see all of it, but also Bailey died back in that fight. Who did he die to? Let's have a look at this as well. But Bailey died to Jacob at some point in that fight, bought back, and then died again to Jacob. Buyback here onto Morphling. TP's mid, tries to take out the Faceless Void. The Faceless Void pops a Satanic, turns around to Wob and just starts hitting him. Wob continues to try and fight. The Ancient Apparition misses as he jumps through Arthur. They're just 2 Faceless Voids smacking onto each other right now. Wob thinks second time and tries to jump away, doesn't want to take this fight. George buybacks and TP's in with his boots of travel. Focus fires onto the Ancient Apparition, will take him out. The Primal Beast buys back as well, but it's too late. This fight does look to be over for the moment. What an amazing fight. Just 2 Faceless Voids just wailing on each other. You love to see it. You really do. Boots of Travel 2 on Morphling. As well as this ninja gear. It's got a lot of agility. George jumps onto the Primal Beast, shackles into a creep with the Gale Force and the Focus Fire, staking him out. The Primal Beast does have a BKB, but will it be enough to save him from the Windrunner? Wob comes in as well and is smacking down onto this Primal Beast. The Primal Beast lives on 74 HP. He's charging out with his Q. One more hit from the thing. It procs with the Maelstrom. He will get taken out. Arthur pops his BKB and hits George, but George pops his Windrunner and gets out. So they recover the gem on Radiant, but that is a dieback on Primal Beast. Saving Private Gem, but so they might look to try and do something with this long death timer of Primal Beast. They've got 20 seconds until the sniper is up. They know he has no buyback. Wob pops his BKB and just hits the tier 3. Arthur jumps in with the Chrono. Chrono's Wob, but he has the Aeon disc that keeps him alive for the moment, gets the strength morph off too, so he's a very strong Morphling. The AL comes out. Arthur is being hit on, but once again, they cannot do the damage because of this backtrack and butterfly. Wob gets hit by the AL, but is fine for the moment. Shuk has jumped in, taken out the tier 3 tower, but dies to the sniper. The sniper has blinked in, is taken out Shuk, and is possibly going to look to go for more. The Moonlight Shadow comes out. Do they have the detection? They don't. Jacob pops his BKB and goes into Sniper. Sniper standing in the middle, being focused by George. George gets taken out. Arthur's also pops a Satanic to get rid of the silence, but gets taken out gets rooted up by the Glypnir. The Ancient Apparition hole hits into 3, but they have no damage to follow up. The arrow hits onto Ancient Apparition and he's dead. They have no buybacks on the dead heroes other than the Void, who buys back now, but is the sole hero left alive and does not have Chrono. He jumps in onto the Viper. The Viper 4-staffs him away. Looks like this might be game in favour of the Dire. Rory gets buyback and buys back. The Hex comes out onto the Viper. Arthur pops his BKB, takes out the Viper. Is being focus fired by George. Jumps in further onto Jacob. Gets silenced up though. The Grave comes out, keeps him alive for the moment. Another pause. He has no way to purge this. It looks like this might be, and he's been stunned up by something. I don't know. The shackle shot. So this Faceless Void is going to die. And so is this Dazzle, so that is going to be game, bar some crazy fountain dive by all 5 heroes of Dire. Looks like Dire will... what are the team names? Oh yeah, sorry, I've not been using the team names. So it looks like Team Toasty will defeat Kunkarum to take this game of the in-house. Very well played. Well, the Primal Beast jumps in as a last-ditch attempt, tries to take out Jacob, but Shuk and Wub are just hitting the base. Wub's decided he wants an extra kill to pad his stats before the end of this game. So a very nice game here from the Dire. They were looking strong the entire way through this game. As you can see here, they were never behind in net worth. This Morphling just had a great start to the game. So did the Mirana, so did the Slardar. All 3 of them just free-farmed at the beginning of the game. And they never really fully recovered on the Radiant. There were a couple of glimmering moments that possibly looked like it could have turned it around, but they couldn't capitalize on them fully, even with a couple of diebacks on Wub. But there you go, that'll be it for this game of Kynan Castle Pepega in-house. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one.